Howdy fellas, there's a gazillion ways to lube patches when you're shooting muzzle loaders. There's spit patching, people that just out shooting on the range casually. Liquid lubes, grease-based lubes, or I call it grease, but you know what I'm talking about. And those are real messy, which the grease type lube is traditional. And you know, that's something a lot of people choose to use. But another method is to make up dry patches, and what you're going to do with that, you're going to use something to make a formula they call moose milk. You can use Murphy's oil soap and water. You can use what I'm going to use is ballistol, which is the original CLP, by the way. This stuff's been around for about 100 years. So you can mix it up 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, however strong you want it to be. Whatever seems to work the best to use. So what I chose here is I've got 1 ounce of ballistol in a cup, measuring cup, and I'm going to add 5 ounces of water. So that's going to be a 5 to 1 ratio. And you'll see just as soon as I get that water in there how milky it turns. The reason why they call it moose milk. So take something to mix that up real well. And get the water and the ballistol incorporated together. And then what you're going to take, you can do this with pre-cut patches too, by the way, just however you choose to do it. Now what I've got here is pillow ticking. What I like to do is cut that pillow ticking to where there's a white stripe on each side of 3 blue stripes, or black stripes, or red stripes, whatever color your pillow ticking happens to be. And what you want to do is take that pillow ticking and just submerge it in that water. Let it get good and soaked. You can let it sit there an hour, 2 hours, however long you want to. But the thing of it is, you could go ahead and you could use this wet if you wanted to. That's fine. But what we're trying to get to here is dry patches. So what you would do, you let that soak that up real good, and then take that pillow ticking out. Don't squeeze it, just let it drip out as much as it's going to drip out. Then hang it somewhere and let it dry. And when it dries, you're going to have a slick feel to that pillow ticking. So you can put that under your ball, cut it off with a knife, or in the case of pre-cut patches, you just put the ball on top of it and then start it down just like you would normally do it. So that's an alternative to what I use a lot is Trapper's mink oil that I get from Track of the Wolf. I have used boar butter. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, like I said, there's several recipes for making moose milk, and there's probably some that I didn't mention there. You know, like I think I read somewhere there's such a thing as a water soluble, I can't say that word, water soluble cutting oil that you can use as well. But you just soak those patches, let them get good and soaked all the way through, maybe stir them a little bit like I'm doing, and hang them up and let them dry, and then use them. So that's just a tip I thought of. It's not something that I came up with, it's something I saw along the way in my journeys. Appreciate you watching. Keep your powder dry. Mind your top knot, Pilgrim.